Hello guys, this is Pedram Raufi and you're watching the markets review. During this program we are going to go through the stock market, forex market, and of course the cryptocurrency market. We're going to see what kind of different opportunities we have for day trading by the review of the technical picture on the charts of forex pairs, stock market indexes, and of course the cryptocurrency market. As you know, the stock market previously was under pressure, but the picture of midterm movement of the stock market, it looks like a very long consolidational movement, which is kind of strengthening nowadays. As you see in Dow Jones in 4 hours chart and S&P 500 4 hours chart, we had retested the local support of 4,340 for S&P 500, and we have retested the support of 34,200. And after this movement, maybe we could have the next reversal, the upward. What is going on with the United States dollar index, which have an opposite correlation with the stock market? Then we could actually make some scenarios about different pairs, forex pairs. So first, let's see what is going on with dollar index. Yields are falling again, and dollar index is kind of falling again as well. What is going on the 4 hours chart? We should see consolidational movement is continuing, but about the next upward movement we can't be really so sure. We have to look through today's economic calendar, what kind of releases we have, so we could maybe know better the movement of the US dollar. We have at 2 o'clock by GMT, by Greenwich time, we have a release from the States, which is JOLTS job opening. That's actually a release from the job market, and it's kind of a little bit negative. So because of that, because of this negativity, we cannot be really so sure about the next strengthening movement, upward movement of dollar. So for today, maybe the movement of dollar could be really downward during the European session, during the American session. And the stock market could really continue to rise because they've already retested the local support very impulsively. And as you know, after the impulsive movements, we have reversals. Let's look through the different pairs. From euro dollar, we're going to start. And as you see, euro dollar, pound dollar, Australian dollar, and New Zealand dollar. All of them are kind of consolidating, but the opportunity here for euro dollar and for pound dollar, they're in the next reversal. It means that actually euro have a real widening. It actually have a real widening of volatility. Widening of volatility is a really bad moment to get into the trading. But for pound, we have a very good retest of local support, and the widening of the volatility is observable even here. So maybe we have to wait, and the better choice to maybe start to the buys is the middle part of this impulse, the previous impulse. So 1.3580, maybe 85, 1.8585. This could be a really good level to start the long positions, and with a really low risk, which is here, which is from 1.3585 to 1.35, maybe 75, I think so. And for euro, we have the widening as well, but the retest of local and the mirror level, actually, here is a mirror level. 1.1560, 1.1556 or 5. And because of the retest of this mirror level, maybe next movement could be real upward. It could be a moderate upward movement, which could continue during the week. Actually, due to 4-hour charts of the euro and of the pound prices, we can actually see a really good retest of local support, but we have to really wait for the long-term movement to reverse. So we kind of here have a reversal of the long-term movement near to the downside of the channel. It means actually near to the border, lower border of the channel. And this reversal could really continue, could really cause the next upward movement or moderate upward movement of euro and of course pound as well. The Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar consolidating, but they're kind of already made an upward impulse and they retested the local the resistance. So here maybe the movement, next movement could be consolidational, but after this consolidation movement, we could really observe the next upward movement and the next the continuance of the long positions of buyers' domination. And about defensive assets, risk assets like gold, like silver, like palladium, they had made a really powerful upward impulse previously. And because of that, we said that maybe the next upward movement could be really moderate. As we see, the upward movement here exists, but it's really moderate. So for buyers, it's better to actually work during the day, in the day, I mean intraday, to work intraday, because the volatility is really, really low. And for silver, situation actually exactly like that. For palladium, we had a reversal from $1,000, but here the volatility is really low. So it could mean that this pressure could maybe cause the next powerful impulsive movement. And this impulse could really end by the retest of $1,000. So next movement, mostly about all of the risk assets, about all of commodities, we can say that in the long term, mid-term, they could continue the upward movement. But because of their previous impulsive jump, impulsive hikings, in the near future, maybe the upward movement could be really moderate. So you have to pay attention on this fact. Euro, franc, dollar franc, and your message dollar to Japanese yen. As you see, Euro franc made a really good upward impulse. And the next movement which we are looking for is the continuation of the reversal and the retest of this mirror level, which is about 1.72, 1.73, 1.7250, 73. And for dollar to franc, situation is actually kind of, it looks like that we have a widening of the volatility, which means that there is no energy reserving. There is nothing like that happening because we had a real good widening of volatility before the retest of local resistance. So the next upward movement here is really under the question. It maybe looks like that it could really continue, but because of the very widening volatility, it means that candles are not just retesting, the price is not just retesting the local supports very impulsively, but as well the local resistance impulsively too, as you see, very impulsively. So here we have the widening formation of the volatility. Next upward movement is really under question. You have to pay attention on this fact. So we have to wait for the next upward movement of dollar, but in the near future, maybe the consolidation of dollar, the downward movement of dollar, it would be more logical. So for dollar to Japanese yen, situation is really looks like as well, because this impulse maybe could get higher than local maximum, but after 113.60, 113.40, price could really reverse, especially if we had impulsive movement, upward impulsive movement in the near future. Though that's a speculation, and this is the risk about which we said at the first. The risk of speculative movement, which retest the highs in these pairs or the lows on the pair of, for example, euro, pound, Australian dollar, and New Zealand dollar to United States dollar. And after that, the moderate trend will start. So that's the risk about which we are talking. Dollar to yen looks really powerful because yen is really under pressure of the governmental monetary policy. And oil prices, as you see, have been reversed. Yesterday, actually, during the market review, we actually told that on the other channel, actually told that the prices could really reverse. And as we see, the prices reversed, but the volatility is really low. And here we could really have, in the near future, we could really have not the healthy impulse, not the continuation of some trends, but the widening of the volatility, widening formation of the volatility. It means that the impulsive, chaotic movement of price, after which inside of which you can't actually trade, and after which you could maybe get a more realistic picture of the price future action. So here, continuation of the downward movement is logical for oil, but we have to wait for the price to finish the volatility widening. It's actually kind of widening. The volatility is kind of widening, and in these kind of situations where we have the widening of the volatility, when it's not consolidating but widening, technical things. In these cases, you should just really wait for market to just show you what it's going to do in the future. United States dollar to Canadian dollar, now retesting the local support, but this retest was really impulsive on the 15-minute chart. On the daily chart, here we have a reversal actually, because of the impulsive movement of 2 days ago, impulsive retest of 2 days ago. Here we have actually reversal or a consolidation. But next movement of this pair really depends on the oil movement and dollar movement, United States dollar movement. If oil continue the downward movement and United States dollar as well continue that downward movement, the consolidation here will continue. But if the oil prices won't really get lower and dollar get more lower, so here we could have the next downward movement. But the thing that I should say, that dollar and oil, now they are kind of powerful. They have to reverse, but they are kind of powerful yet. So maybe they won't do that really moderate downward trends. They won't draw a really downward moderate trend. So for the continuation of this pair downward movement, you have to just wait, and maybe you won't get the position, maybe you won't get the situation of the continuation of downward movement here. We could really have the volatility widening, we could really have the consolidational movement continuing. So because of these factors, you have to be really careful. Bitcoin and Ethereum. Here we have a divergence on the Bitcoin market. 4 hours chart, we have a divergence. It's the signal of the next reversal. But the next reversal maybe could happen after a speculative rising impulse to 60-100. After this kind of retest of 60-100, price could really reverse maybe to 53,000, to 60,000. And after the retest of 60,000, price could really reverse and continue the downward movement, correctional downward movement to 53,000. So for Ethereum, the situation here is better because we don't have divergence. We don't have a divergence. In some case, we have a real long-term divergence for Ethereum, but it looks like that the prices are really powerful. 3,400 is a really good support. 3,200, 3,400. It could get retested here. We have accumulation of the energy, but to be more sure, you have to understand that this kind of accumulations, because of the really shrink volatility and the continuation of volatility, it's actually there's we cannot see the paranormal candles too much. I mean, the trend here is really under control. The volatility of Ethereum is really under control. So maybe we won't get a real high downward impulses in the near future for Ethereum. It looks better. It looks really better, but Bitcoin, it could really get really crazy because of the divergence on the 4-hour chart, and we are waiting for an upward impulse. Next, maybe we are waiting for 60,000, 63,000. After the impulsive retest of 60,000, 63,000, maybe we could wait for the next reversal correctional movement to 55, 53,000. And after that, there is a consolidation, there is a widening, and next we could get under 53,000 or 50,000, or we could get strengthened above 55 or 53,000. And this moment would be the next step of the entering to the market. So in the near future, upward impulse, that's what we are looking for, and the next reversal, don't forget. Guys, thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe on our channel so you could know what kind of different projects in the future we could have, and don't forget to ring the bell so you would know when and in which time these programs will go online. Till next time, have good tradings. Bye bye.